Hello, in this video, I will explain my UML diagram for the banking system developed in C Sharp. I will first show how I created the UML diagram using Lucid chart, and then I will explain the relationship between the UML diagram and the actual code. So, this is my diagram which I have created in Lucid chart. First, I carefully analyzed my C Sharp code and identified all the classes used in my program. So, the main classes I used in my system are account, transaction, deposit transaction, withdraw transaction, transfer transaction, bank, bank system, and the program class. After identifying the class, I created the separate UML class boxes in Lucid chart for each class. Inside each class box, I added class name, important attributes, key methods. For example, in account class, in account class, I included attributes like name, balance, methods like deposit, withdrawal, and print. After creating the classes, I connected them using proper UML relationship. So first, let's talk about inheritance. So the transaction class is an abstract class, and the deposit transaction, withdraw transaction, and the transfer transaction are inherited from it. This is shown using inheritance arrow in UML diagram. Association. So the bank class is associated with the account and transaction because it stores multiple account and transaction using lists. So now let's talk about composition. So the transfer transaction has a composition relationship with withdrawal transaction, and the deposit transaction, it internally creates and uses these objects to perform a transfer. So now let's talk about multiplicity. So the bank class has one-to-many relationship with account and the transaction class, which is shown using multiplicity 0 in the diagram. So now I will show that how my UML diagram is connected to my code. So let's switch to our code. So let me show you quickly my complete code. So this is my complete code. So this is the account class. The account class in UML matches my code where it stores the account name, balance, and include method like deposit, withdrawal, and print. So now let's move to the transaction class. The transaction class is an abstract class in both the UML and code. It contains common properties like amount, execution status, and methods like execute, rollback, and print. So these are the child classes like the deposit transaction, withdrawal transaction, and the transfer transaction classes inherit from transaction in the code, which is correctly represented in the UML using inheritance. This is the withdrawal transaction, which is inherited from transaction abstract. So now let's talk about the logic of transfer transaction. In my code, transfer transaction creates withdraw transaction and deposit transaction objects internally. This is why composition is shown in the UML diagram. So this is my bank class. The bank class store the multiple accounts and transaction using list and list, which is why multiplicity is shown in the UML. So this is the bank system class. The bank system class controls all the operation like adding accounts, deposit, withdrawal and transfer, and it uses the bank class. So this is the program class. The program class is the entry point of the application where the bank system object is created and the system starts running. So in conclusion, I created the UML diagram in Lucid Chart by identifying all classes, attributes, method and relationship from my code. The UML diagram accurately represents the structure of my banking system, including inheritance, association, composition and multiplicity. This diagram helps in understanding how different classes interact with each other before and during the implementation. So this was all about my explanation of this video. Thank you so much.